You mentioned Southeast Asia there. We both did forays into emerging markets.
Yeah.
We've spoken a little bit before on email, actually, before this, about kind of the death of fintech. I think first is like the death of emerging markets. In a macro downturn, everyone fucking pulls back.
Totally.
More than ever before. Is emerging markets investing pretty dead?
It's struggling for sure, I think. And the more emerging you go, the tougher it gets.
Yeah.
So in a low interest rate environment, money's free and you're like searching for like more risk, and you go to emerging markets. And a lot of people invested in a lot of places that they'd never been, didn't know much about. And I think now people are coming way closer to home. But I still think there's opportunities in emerging markets, and we still continue to invest in emerging markets, but probably less the like really far out markets.
What's the really far out, just so I understand that?
So I think people have invested a lot in like Pakistan, Bangladesh, parts of Africa. I think they will continue to. Like there are still good companies in these markets, and the great companies will continue to raise money. But I think what had happened was, there are a handful of great companies, and what had happened was a lot of people who had never invested in these markets before started investing, and then instead of just putting money into the handful of great companies, like the 100 companies after them that weren't that great also raised money.
Sure, but even the handful of great companies, if you do not have a liquidity mechanism to get cash out, even if it works, go to Pakistan, go to Bangladesh. Where are you going to go public?
Totally.
You're going to come to the NASDAQ? I don't think so. So
Yep.
it was a real lesson for me. We spoke about like what you wish you'd called yourself when you started, or whatever that shit question was I asked. I changed a lot as an interviewer. But like, I wish I'd really, really actually listened to people when they told me that when I invested in Pakistan. How do you think about that lack of liquidity mechanism?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I think it can happen. It's tough. But for a truly great company, there's always going to be an option.
Is there an example of that?
I mean, in Africa, we've had liquidity. We've had companies that went public. And
On the NASDAQ, or?
yeah, I think we've had companies that went public on the NASDAQ, yeah, from Africa. And you could always have made that claim about LATAM, and then we had companies, we have Nubank, super successful company. So you could have made these claims about different markets that ended up maturing and building a robust market. Now, what happened that I think was totally shitty in 2021 was you weren't getting an appropriate discount.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be a really tough path, but you have an exceptional founder, there's going to be a path to liquidity at some point. But you have to get in at the right price to account for that. So,
and we were paying prices that were akin to developed markets.
Yeah. People started paying like seed rounds at $20 million valuations, and in a market that's going to be a really tough path to get to $1 billion plus exit. And that, I think, was a shame.
You said there about kind of Nubank. That's kind of it. There's D-Local, which is like a $7 billion company.
Well, now it's probably a lot lower after that there was a short seller report. I think it's like a few billion now.
Okay, we had Seba on the show, so, maybe I wanted to be nice, but, wherever they are, Seba's fantastic. Seba, I still love you.
No, you've had others, Mercado Libre. And
Mercado Libre is a great one,
Yeah.
but there's like 2 or 3.
Yeah, there aren't that many.
To build a firm on the back of that, for sure, would be horrible. Like, a tough sell.
Totally.
For you, when you and Jacob sit down, do you guys go, shit, we're going to have a lot of hungry mouths to feed in emerging markets?
Yeah, I think there is some of that, and I think we're probably more focused on the U.S. now than we were 2 years ago, like a lot of folks.
I get you totally. Is it more focused on the U.S. now than...
Or it's U.S. and non-emerging markets, so Israel.
You mentioned 4 companies in London. I was bluntly a little bit surprised by as many as 4.
Yeah.
How do you guys think about Europe?
I think, so some of the companies we've invested in here are actually not serving the local market. So one of them is a company that sells into banks globally. One of them actually sells primarily in India. And then we have a couple that, actually none serve just the local market.